Hi guys, I hope you are okay. Today I'm going to be playing a game which is How Well Do I Know My TBR? So some of you may know that in total I have a TBR of 315. That's a lot, and a lot of people keep saying to me that they're not convinced I actually know what all of the books are and what they're all about. I think I do. I think I'm quite cocky and confident about actually the only books on there are books I know I want to read. So now I'm going to put it to a test and actually see how well I know the books on my TBR. So on Twitter, I asked people to give me random numbers, either 1 or 2, and then a number between 1 and something else, like 100 and odd, because I will be going through on my laptop where I have a spreadsheet of every book on my TBR and picking them out based on the ones you suggested, so there is absolutely no bias. I did it based on 100 because I said I was splitting it into 2 categories. 1, which is standalones, and 2, which is series. So we'll go through and see how many books I actually know the plot of. I did ask for about 10. I think I have 16. So I'll go through as many as I can before the time just gets a little bit quick. And we shall see. So the first one, Jade from Paperback to Hardback said 2 and 28. So 2 is my series. Number 28 is Revenge by James Patterson. Okay. I do know about this one, I think. I'm going to have to get them all up on Goodreads, aren't I, and prove whether I know them or not. So, to my knowledge, Revenge follows a character called David Shelley, who I think is an ex-SAS member, and his child was murdered a few years ago, and he is finally on the road for revenge, of getting revenge on the people that killed his child. Might be making that up. I think that's what it's about. I'm going to go on Goodreads and I will read you the blurb and I'll see if I can say that I know what that's about. Okay. I was wrong. But I don't think I was very wrong. I'm not going to lie. David Shelley, got that right, and he is a ex-SAS member. He is settling down to civilian life in London. He has plans for a safer and more stable existence. But the shocking death of a young woman Shelley once helped protect puts those plans on hold. So I knew it was an ex-SAS member, and I knew that someone he was close to died, and it was about him getting revenge. I just assumed it was a child. The police rule the death a suicide, but the parents can't accept that their child would take their own life, and they want him to find out what happened, because he is their former bodyguard. They found out that their daughter then kind of went into the shady underworld of online pornography and drugs, and it's up to him to find out who did it. So I would call that one a big flop. So next, Brooke said 218, which is series again, and number 18 is Deadly Cross by James Patterson. There are going to be a few James Pattersons. I have mostly him as an author, sorry. So, Deadly Cross. I remember this because it is the most recent in the Alex Cross books, and it's the one I've not read yet. Obviously, it's on my TBR. This is about the ex-wife of the vice president who gets murdered, and she's murdered in a car. She's shot, and everyone's like, why? So Alex tries to figure out her past, kind of figure out who her enemies are by looking into her past. They go to her hometown to learn more about her, and they find out that pretty much every enemy she's had wants her alive. So the fact that she is dead is a big mystery, and they're trying to figure out who the killer is. Okay, 50% success rate so far. I'm okay with it. So Ali from Alien Books said 1 and 77. 1 is a standalone, and number 77 is The Beckoning Shadow by Catherine Blair. So this was a recent one that I got. Now, The Beckoning Shadow is about a girl called Vesper. I think it might be Vesper. It's a strange name. Who has the ability to turn people's worst fears into a reality. And then when she is offered the chance to go into a tournament, she jumps at it. She can use her skills. But the reward for the tournament is if you go into this tournament and you come out alive as the victor, you get a chance to rewrite history. And I think she is in love with someone whose heart is broken, and she wants to win for him so that she can rewrite his history and stop his heart being broken. Might be making it up, but I think that's what that's about. Vesper Montgomery can summon your worst fear and turn it into reality, but she's learned the hard way it's an addicting and dangerous power. But when she earns a spot in the Tournament of the Unraveling, where competitors battle it out for a chance to rewrite the past, Vesper finally has a shot to reverse the mistakes that have changed her forever. She turns to Sam Hardy, a former MMA fighter, who also carries a tragedy he desperately wants to undo. However, helping heal Sam's heart will mean breaking her own, and the competition forces her to master her powers she's been terrified of since they destroyed her life. I am classing that as a win, because I think I got that spot on. Okay, Lily said 1 and 124, which is Two Can Keep a Secret by Karen M. McManus. I'm going to be real, I don't know what this one's about, because I thought Two Can Keep a Secret was part of the One of Us is Lying series. I thought it was a trilogy. I thought it was One of Us is Lying, One of Us is Next, and then Two Can Keep a Secret. I only found out after I got the books that Two Can Keep a Secret is actually not part of the series. So I don't actually know what it's about. So I'm intrigued. Let's find out what this one is actually about together. Crap. Now I've actually just Googled what it is. I'm like, oh, of course I know what this one's about. I'm an idiot. Why didn't I just think before I immediately jump into not knowing? It says, her aunt went missing there at age 17. Only 5 years ago, a homecoming queen put the town on the map when she was killed. Now Ellery has to move there to live with her grandmother she barely knows. Someone's declared open season on homecoming, promising to make it as dangerous as it was 5 years ago. Then, almost as if to prove it, another girl goes missing. Ellery knows all about secrets, her mother has them, her grandmother does too, and the longer she's in Echo Ridge, the clearer it becomes that everyone is hiding something. The thing is, secrets are dangerous and most people aren't good at keeping them, which is why in Echo Ridge it's safest to keep your secrets to yourself. So I didn't know anything about that until I saw it on the screen, and then I was like, oh yeah, obviously. So that is a fail. I'm sad. Moving on, Faye said 2 and 25. So number 2 is my series. 25 is Doctor Sleep by Stephen King. I'm going to be real, I don't know much about this one either. It is the sequel to The Shining, and it follows the young kid Danny as an adult, and his shining abilities, I don't know if they leave, but they've come back. His abilities come back, and he's now kind of drawn into this world of The Shining again. Do I class that as a win? Do I class that as a complete fail? I said it's about the lad. I say it's about Danny Torrance as an adult and his shining abilities. I think that's a win. If y'all dispute that, fight me. Okay, next, Ali said 2 and 99. 99 is Double Cross by Mallory Blackman, which is book 4 in the Noughts and Crosses series. I don't know anything about Noughts and Crosses. I honestly do not. All I know about Noughts and Crosses is it's people are split up into 2 separate groups. They're the Noughts and they're the Crosses. And I think it's about, I'm sure it's about racism, and I think it's the white people are oppressed and something. I don't really know. I have absolutely no idea. So that's a fail as well. I'm really upset about the amount of fails I'm getting. Okay, Mel said 1-1. And that is 11/22/63 by Stephen King. I know this one. 11/22/63 is about a teacher, I think an English teacher or a history teacher. He's one of them. He's a teacher in modern day America, I think. And he gets the chance to time travel back to stop the JFK assassination. I got it. Next we have Eleanor, who said 1 and 111, which is my standalones, and that is The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I do know what this one is about. The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle is about a woman who is murdered, and then our main character is a man that has to relive the same day over and over again. He wakes up in a different body each time, and he has to figure out who the murderer is. That's what it's about. I know it's under a lot of criticism. Still want to read it. Okay, Joe said 1 and 7, which is All Your Twisted Secrets by Diana Urban. I know what this one's about as well. So All Your Twisted Secrets is about, I think, 5 kids who are in detention together. Oh, no, they're not. No, they're not. I remember that. All Your Twisted Secrets is about 5 kids who get invited to win a scholarship. They get invited to this fancy meal only to find out that they've been locked in a room with a syringe and a bomb. And it says the syringe is full of poison. You all have to decide as a group which person will die. The rest of you can survive. If not, the bomb will kill all of you. And it's about them trying to figure out each other's secrets, trying to figure out who's doing this, and trying to figure out who deserves to die most. Aha. Okay, Nikki said 1 and 87, which is The Existence of Amy by Lana Grace River. This story, I don't fully know what this is. I've only recently got this from Brooke. I thought it sounded interesting when Brooke was talking about it, and I do want to read it. I know it follows I'm assuming she's called Amy, the main character, who has OCD, and it's a very introspective story on her, on how she lives her day-to-day life with OCD and how she manages that. I think that's pretty much what it's about. I'm assuming there is a bit of a story to go along with it, but I know it's very much character-focused journey, all about mental health and OCD, and I really like the idea of that. So I'll just double check what the plot is about just to be sure. Amy has a normal life. That is, if you were to go by a definition of no immediate obvious indicators of peculiarity, and you didn't know her very well. She has had good friends, a good job, and a nice enough home. This normality, however, is precariously plastered on top of a different life. A life that is Amy's real life, the only one her brain will let her lead. So I'm right. I'm very happy about being right. Next, Helen said 1 and 115, which is There Is Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. There Is Someone Inside Your House, I think, is about a girl from Hawaii who moves to a new town. I think I might be making that bit up. But basically she's in a town, and then someone starts killing off all of the people in her school one by one. And that's all I know. I think I'm going to have to class it as a flop. I'll Google what the plot is about, but I'm going to class that one as a flop. Unless the blurb on Goodreads tells me absolutely nothing, I've missed a lot of details. Makani Young thought she'd left her dark past behind her in Hawaii, settling in with her grandmother in landlocked Nebraska. She's found new friends and even started to fall for mysterious outsider Ollie Larson. Then, one by one, the students of Osborne High begin to die in a series of gruesome murders, each with increasingly grotesque flair. As the terror grows closer and her feelings for Ollie intensify, Makani is forced to confront her own dark secrets. So the plot doesn't really tell you anything other than what I've just told you, so I'm classing that as a win. Nah, that is a win. The plot didn't say anything else. I'm winning. Okay, Kirsty said 1 and 72, which is The Accident by Linwood Barclay. The Accident is about a man who gets the police coming to his door to inform him that his wife has died in a car accident. He then discovers that his wife was actually responsible for the accident because she was drinking while drunk, and I think he then tries to figure out what was going on with his wife and why she was doing some strange things that she had never done before, and that leads him to uncover a very dark secret in his wife's past. Next, Sasha from the Red-Headed Reader gave me 1 and 16. Now, 1 and 16 leads me to Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. So Clap When You Land is a novel written in verse by Elizabeth Acevedo, and it follows a girl who finds out that her father has died in a plane crash. She then discovers that her father was on his way home from seeing another family that he has elsewhere, and it's about those two girls meeting each other and how it changes their whole dynamic. I also know from other people's reviews that it's very much about these girls getting very annoyed about the inheritance. That's pretty much it. But I do know what that one's about, and I'm very proud of myself for knowing what that one's about. Next, Bumble Machine said 2 and 58. So that is series number 58 in that series is Scared to Death by Alan Gibbons. So Scared to Death is the first book in the Hell's Underground series by Alan Gibbons. It features I think he's called Paul. It features a character called Paul, and he meets a new friend called Redman, and suddenly people around Paul start dying. There are no notable signs of the fact that they died, other than the fact that their heart just stopped because they were scared to death. And Paul soon starts to question whether Redman is involved and whether there is something more supernatural and sinister going on. I have read the first book in this series, so that's why I know what that one's about. So it's a little bit of a cheat. But I have read the first book in the series, and I need to carry on, and I absolutely love that series, so I can't wait to continue it. But I know what that one's about, and I'm proud. Then Trash Darling gave me 2 and 43. So again, series, and 43 is Children of Eden by Joey Graceffa. Okay. I remember buying this because I thought they looked really good, and everyone tells me they're bad, and I don't know. Children of Eden, I think it's about you're not allowed more than one child. I might be making this up. I think it's about you're not allowed. Oh, no. Oh, no. I have flopped. I don't know what it's about. I think it's about you're not... I don't know. I know it's something about kids. They're not allowed, so they've been in hiding for a long time, and then all of a sudden they break out of this. I think they're kept in their own little area, and our main character, finally breaks out of this area. She's kind of a rebel child. She's not meant to exist, but she does, and she breaks out. But I don't really understand the details, so I'm going to class it as a flop, but I want to find out what it is. Oh, even worse, I was right as well. I guessed, said I didn't know, so I'd fail, and I was right. Rowan is the second child in a world where population control measures makes her an outlaw marked for death. She can never go to school, make friends, or get the eye implants that will mark her as a true member of Eden. Her kaleidoscope eyes will always give her away to the ruthless centre government. Outside of Eden, Earth is poisoned and dead. All animals and most plants have been destroyed by a man-made catastrophe. Long ago, the brilliant scientist saved a pocket of civilization by designing an eco-panopticon, a massive computer program that hijacked the global technology and put it to use preserving the last vestiges of mankind. Humans will wait for thousands of years in Eden until the eco-pan heals the world. As an illegal second child, Rowan has been hidden away in her family's compound for 16 years. Now, restless and desperate to see the world, she recklessly escapes from what she swears will be only one night of adventure. Though she finds an exotic world and even a friend, the night leads to tragedy. Soon, Rowan becomes a renegade on the run. So I was right. It's about a girl that shouldn't exist because she is the second child, and they're trapped in this place and break out. I was a little vague on the details, so I'll have to say I failed, but I'm really upset that I actually knew what that one was about. So I think vague should count. And then VP said 2 and 19, which is Scythe by Neil Shusterman. Okay, I remember Scythe. Okay, Scythe is about a world where people can now no longer naturally die because they have overcome every sort of illness, including death. In order to maintain population control, there are these special people called Scythes who are trained to glean people, which essentially means kill them. And I think it's about 2 apprentice Scythes. That's as much as I know, but I'm classing that as a win. So overall, I got a total of 12 out of 16 of those right. I think I'm pretty confident with my TBR. I know it pretty well. I'm very happy about it. And all of you people that say I clearly don't know my TBR very well, take a look, suckers. I know what it's about. I don't think there is anyone out there, unless you have a TBR of like 2, that knows what every single book on your TBR is about. And considering my TBR is 315, extremely extensive, I am very proud of that. But I'm done. I proved my point. I am amazing. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you drop me a comment down below. Make sure you give me a like, and if you are not subscribed already, please do. Other than that, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye.